Hey coaches, Mark Molinari here. This is the second video on creating practice scripts using a template, using blank tiles in order to add plays, or reusing a previous script, clearing out the tile and adding plays to it. So pretty in-depth video we're going to have here that's going to allow you to cut down on some of your formatting and then just adding plays directly to the tile while skipping the assign scripts step that we did in the previous video. First thing we need to do though is go to our weekly game plan. You'll remember yesterday we had 4 scripts. So I have 7v7 Westfield, inside run, low red, and then test week Monday. I did go into assign scripts for Tuesday, and I've created a blitz pickup instead of low red. I still have 4 segments there, and they are already done. But today we're going to focus on creating a blank tile. So underneath here for our base call sheets folder, we're going to create a blank tile. So I'd like to call these blank tiles. And click save. Remember that's a folder. And then inside the blank tiles, I need to create a practice script. So we want these just to be empty tiles that we could use. And we only need 2. We need one for our practice script, and then we need one for the call sheet. So I'm not going to add any plays to this. I'm just going to simply call this blank practice tile. And we'll click on save. And then I'm going to change this to call sheet blank. And we'll say, yeah, we'll go ahead and save that. And then we're going to call this call sheet blank, adding no plays to it. So we just get an empty tile. And we'll click on save, and we have those. Let's go right to our design script sheet. You'll notice that I have blank tiles in here, but I'm not underneath my weekly game plan. So we can go back to the weekly game plan and click on Tuesday. You could have done it right from there as well, but we want to go ahead and assign it to this date and hit design script sheets. So here are my 4 tiles that we did previously, like yesterday, where I could just put these in and start to format them. But we want to try to eliminate some formatting. So what we did was, we're going to remove this, and underneath my base call sheet scripts, I have my blank tiles. So here's my blank practice tile. And what you would do is then you would create your template the way that you want it. And this is going to be 410. And we'd add another one, and we'd add another one. And these would all be 410 like we talked about previously. Push these over as we did before, 410. And then do the other one, 410 as well. And then remember that the last one is 710. So we're creating our format that we're looking for. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that my settings up top say 4 portrait. Not sure which preset we have here. So let's go to the 4 portrait scripts. It's going to make just a little bit of an adjustment, and you'll see that my tiles have now been made. I'm going to save this as my blank template. Click on save. And we'll name this our blank template for portrait. Okay, you can create multiples of these. You'll see that I've created some before as well. So I have 4 portrait scripts. I bring that in there, and this has already been formatted, and we're going to use this one. So once you have a template, you just kind of save it, and you can use it again. Maybe for my Thursday, I don't need as many, so I only need 3 portrait scripts, and I'm going to use that one. And then I can simply clear the grid by using the clear the grid icon and click yes, and then adding plays to this. Okay, so creating some templates is really important. Once I create this template, I wanted to use this for a day, then I would encourage you to clone it. So let's go back to our Tuesday. Let's click on load, and I'm going to use my 4 portrait scripts. I'm immediately going to clone this, which is making a copy. Clicking on yes, and I'm going to call this the Tuesday Westfield week 2, 25. Okay, we have now saved our template here. I don't have any plays in there, and now instead of using assign scripts, we're going to be right here for inside run. We're going to click on this tile, and it's going to show you that it says inside run right here. All right, instead of replacing tiles, which we can do, we're going to build right from this spot right here for inside run. So click on open playbook. My playbook will open. Sometimes you got to wait just a second. I'm going to start to select my runs. I'm going to click on run, and I know that we're going to work on zones today. So I'm going to go ahead and look for concept. This is a multi-select concept, so I'm going to go ahead and look for outside zone. I'm going to click on filter, okay, and then I'm going to click on hash here for the left and right, and we go alternate left, right, and we'll go left, right again. As I select them, this is how they're going to be added. They're added into there. You can see here that it went right, left, right, left, right, left. Remember that you can move these at any point, up or down, okay? And that wouldn't make any sense. But if I wanted to take this one and move this one down to the bottom, we can do that as well. So you can reorganize, get rid of plays, but we're adding right to the grid instead of assigning scripts. You'll also know that my formatting stayed the same. So we can add plays if I wanted to go to goal line here, but this was supposed to be blitz pickup. I can replace this grid, but you're going to lose your formatting. So very powerful option here of looking for my Tuesday practices. I made this in assigned scripts. I'm going to go ahead and replace the data in there. Go ahead and click yes. It did know that we replaced the data. It is in the same format, but we just need to do our auto fit contents. And instead of redoing the whole thing, okay, I'm just going to have to have these kind of come out here and try to align these with where they were at before. All right, and then start to type in. So you have two options when you're using a template: adding the play and then making sure that you're opening the playbook, or creating and assigned scripts and then just completely replacing the tile. What if I deleted a tile? Okay, and I deleted two tiles here, but I knew I wanted to go 4. We can simply, like we did in the previous one, I want to go ahead and add my 7-on-7 tile, and I'm going to go ahead and add my team tile. I know that those are there at the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and put the 7-on-7 here like this, and I'm going to push this tile out and move this over, and this is going to push 7-on-7 to the bottom. And then, of course, most of the time we in practice with 7-on-7. I can simply grab by the header and move this tile up. Click on my auto fit contents, click on my auto fit, and I go from there. Remember that this was supposed to be 7 rows. So I click on 7. This is supposed to be 4 based on the previous settings. And then we had 12 runs here in the past. If I wanted to go back and add runs to this, reorganize, I can. So we have options. I'm going to go ahead and click on update. We can reuse what we did from a Monday by clicking on load, using this as our template, and then making a clone. And we'll just leave that as clone without renaming it, and clearing my tiles, and then adding plays. I can go find a previous script that I did in the past and just replace it. So I'm looking for something I did in the summer red, and I'm now replacing that there. Again, big reminder is when you're in here, make sure you're clicking on the tile, the low red, and I wanted to go to summer goal line, and I can replace from there. So lots of options for you as far as using a template. I encourage you to spend some time, maybe make a few templates that you like and saving them, and then using this clone option as making a copy. And whatever's more convenient for you, you can have your coaches be in assigned scripts, maybe make an inside run, 7-on-7, line coaches doing some things, wide receivers coaches doing some things, and then not mess with the formatting. And then you go right into your weekly game plan, load up a blank tile, and then start to replace those tiles and do just a little bit of formatting for yourself. Okay. We'll go ahead and bring that blank one up. This allows for some coach collaboration. Okay. Lots of different formats they have, and you can click on my PDF in order to make any of the changes. Lastly, before we're done, if you needed to change a header, we have that option over here in the right-hand side, I can click here and I can change this header to, and then click save, and then that will save as well. Remember, in designing scripts, all of the headers are going to be the same. When we get to call sheets, we give you the ability to create different colors. All right. As always, if you have any questions, please reach out to us at CoachTactics.com. Looking forward to working with you guys in the future.